Welcome to another transformative vlog journey through the tarot. Let's talk. Hi empaths, welcome back to another vlog journey. I'm really excited to start this journey. This is based on the tarot, and what perfect timing. It worked out well because we're now in the shadow of this Aries full moon, really in touch with my fire. Perfect day to start. So I'm going to use this as an introduction to the journey, and how I want it to play out is, this is my intention anyway, we'll see, is live with and attune ourselves to a card, starting with the Fool, the first card in the major arcana, to and then spend a week with it and see how it shows up, right? And really go through this journey. This is inspired by this book I picked up, Dirty and Divine, Alice B. Grist, and she did something similar. So I was inspired by that. I also always want to grow as a healer, as a reader, as an artist, and I really believe this is something that could enrich that. And just, you know, I love transformation and transformational journeys, and I feel like sharing them with you helps us all feel like we're not going through it alone, right? So this is incredible. One of my tarot teachers, Robert Place, I'll be using this book as a reference guide as well. And since he started with the Fool, I decided I'd start with the Fool as well. It is the Fool's Journey, after all. The Tarot, History, Symbolism, and Divination by Robert M. Place. I took a class of his at the New York Open Center, and he's definitely inspired me, and his he dove deep into the history. A lot of surprises came up for me. I'll also be working with, I consider just using all the tarot decks I have and showing you. I'm like, simplify this process, Rachel. So I'll just be using the traditional Rider-Waite and that symbol, those symbols. So get yourself that deck. You might want to get Robert's book because the first chapters are rich with history. You might want to get Alice's book to take that journey with her. This is going to be a vlog. This is going to be a video series based on my journey with the tarot. It's already begun, okay? Hello, Aries moon. But this is the introduction, okay? Some surprises that came up. I'm doing it for my space too, instead of my office. That way it'll be more personal. It's all working out. It's incredible when I just let go and stop trying to micromanage every detail, which is my tendency. I have a lot of Virgo in my chart, so my approach can be earth-oriented, micromanaging, perfectionism, but this is part of my learning, is letting go. In fact, I just did the, my mentor, Shelley Poovey of Body Attune. She has full moon and new moon meditations. And we just did that on Friday. And as part of my intention for this full moon in Aries, it was attracting and developing more supportive relationships in my life in all areas, and strengthening and enriching those that are already in existence, and also learning to receive with more grace and pleasure. So anchoring that in. With this Aries full moon, already feeling the fire of it. Have you gone out and looked at this moon? Are you howling at it? It's so powerful. I'm so fiery right now. This journey was initially intended to be a collaborative effort. And I have learned on this platform, on this channel, collaborations tend to always fall through for me. Particularly if, well, they always do. But particularly with connections I've created where I take on more responsibility, right? Where I'm like, all you have to do is show up and and talk, and we'll bounce off each other. I'll take care of editing. I'll take care of filming, all of that stuff. It never works out. So here I am. There's only one person in this card, right? The Fool card. It's the Fool's journey. I'm gonna let it be what it wants to be, right? Take my hands off the wheel, stop trying to micromanage, and just allow it to be what it needs to be. That's my lesson. And it's already started. It's already begun. So, and that was part of it, right? Just how does this process want to happen? You might have noticed on this channel, I updated the schedule and set the expectations and intentions of publishing videos Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I still intend to keep that in place. This is a day late because I was meant to collaborate and film on Friday, and that person didn't follow through, didn't show up. It's a lesson for me though. This moon is also about self-mastery, this full moon in Aries. It's about self-mastery, and self-mastery means stopping the blame game, retracting all that. I created that agreement. I created those relationships. Well, they are being transformed as well in this process. I'm transforming my relationship with my best friend who wanted to collaborate as well. And I started micromanaging and it's his vision. It's his, I was like, oh, I can use this content too. So here's how we should do it. And he was like, Rachel, it's not fun. It's not fun. Like, I just want to do this for fun. And I was like, I hear you. You're right. This is your project. I'm not going to micromanage. I'm going to allow you to create this process on your own and manage it for yourself. And so that's another project we'll be doing. And I won't be publishing any of the content. That'll be solely on his platform. So I was like, I hand over to you at like all media, recording. You find the app, you find whatever, because I was all like, okay, we'll use this app, we'll do this. But I have a lot of experience in taking control of creative projects. I've been assistant director in plays. I've been director of photography and film, and always behind the scenes and micromanaging things, right? Managing stuff, managing props, managing all kinds of elements in creative projects. That's an important component in creative work. And when you're an artist, there's a learning curve about managing yourself, right? So self-mastery is about allowing others to mature and grow and learn at their own rate, at their own pace, and not feeling like I need to push them. I can give them tough love. I can give them my wisdom, but I got to stop carrying their load. And I also have to stop taking over, trying to take over, right? Because I learned by just doing it for myself. So that's part of what this is, okay? That's part of what this journey is. It's already started, the Fool, for me. I'm already learning. Got my journal. So here's what you'll probably want to get if you're going to take this journey with me. You're probably going to want to get a tarot deck of some kind. The Rider Tarot deck. This one, this guy. There's also whatever one speaks to you. Just go to whatever one speaks to you. But this one is probably the best because that's one I'm going to be working with. These are the most well-known, traditionally used symbols, okay? There are other decks too that Robert talks about in his book, such as Tarot of Marseille, I believe, which is the French edition. And but just use what everyone calls to you, right? You really want to tune into it and feel connected. So it's important for you to have that relationship. So do what speaks to you. I won't micromanage that. I'll step back. So what's also interesting about this is that I've been seeking a modality or a system that speaks to my ancestry. Something I learned from family constellation work in that training there was that I have the most affinity, and anyone probably has the most affinity for things that can be traced back in their ancestral line. And that started with me when I was working with, I went to visit my friend Krista in London, Ontario. She lives in Canada. And we were doing work together, and we were like, I think I gave her a session. And I was like, I'm really seeking something that I really have even more of a connection with. And she's like, Rachel, why don't you look back in your ancestry about what your ancestors did spiritually, like where you come from. And so that sparked me, right? That was something I was like, oh, record that, planted a seed. And then I have this amazing friend and mentor who I barter with anytime I'm visiting New York, named Giselle. And she's an Ayurvedic practitioner, and she does other modalities as well. She's really incredible, very intuitive. And every time I work on her, she's like, I keep getting vril energy, vril. Every time you touch me put energy, start doing energy work on me, I keep getting vril. So I looked that up, and it's German, similar to Reiki. I don't know a lot about it. There's not a lot available about it. So that put that on the radar for me. I'm still not sure about that. I still just call it Reiki or energy work because I don't really know. Haven't been able to find a lot of information on that, but it was interesting to me because I'm German on my dad's side. And that's what I'm talking about, like finding things that are in your ancestral line. Well, the reason I bring that up is because as I was researching the tarot to start this journey, to create this first video and reading Robert's book, he talks about it's originated and can be traced back to the Italian Renaissance. And my mother is full-blooded Italian. I think he talks about it being traced to northern Italy. And I think there is some northern Italian in my ancestry as well. But I was like, whoa, okay. So that was already on my radar. And finding things in my ancestral line to work within. And the fact that popped up can be traced to the Italian Renaissance, where it was used as a game. Like they were used as playing cards, the original deck, as well as divination. So that's why this system is significant to me. I'm sorry, I have so much charged energy from this full moon. So I'm like stuttering and like trying to get this out. There's so much charged energy in the air. Can you feel it? This is like the culmination. It's just such a perfect time to start this journey into self-mastery and transformation. So this realization that I have the most affinity for modality systems and activities that can be traced back through the family history and ancestral lines is why I'm probably called to start diving into this tarot journey. So I hope you'll join me. It's going to be really interesting, I'm sure. And I'm so excited to discover this ancestral connection for me. So it's really cool. And, tarot has been kind of a long journey for me. I pronounce it tarot. You can say tarot, tarot. I always pronounced it tarot until I started working at a metaphysical bookstore. And then everyone that sort of had a mastery over our products called it tarot. And that is closer to the French pronunciation. So that spoke to me and I was like, huh, okay. So then after that, I just couldn't go back to tarot. That just sounded so pedestrian to me. So I now call it tarot. So if that irks you, that's why. But you can pronounce it however you like. I haven't always felt connected to the symbols. And so when my intuition kind of blasted open at my first Reiki attunement, and I started really wielding that and working with it, I started using oracle cards as a focusing tool for that, and doing readings with oracle cards. I wasn't good. I mean, when I started, I just wasn't good at it. I didn't understand the limitations. I didn't understand my strengths. I didn't understand how symbols were speaking to me. So it was like this herky-jerky, clumsy attempt. But that's how you have to start. That's how you start anything, right? That's how you start anything. You just start. You take the leap. And so that's what we're doing here. And that helped me. Being terrible at reading helped me fine-tune my abilities and skills and understand my limitations, so that if someone comes to me asking a question, I can assess whether or not I'm capable of answering it with the tarot. I think that's important, to know your limitations, know your strengths. And I think also the reason the tarot was more challenging for me to really acclimate to and feel connected to is because it requires much more study, right? There's a history. At first glance, you might not get it. But as you deepen your understanding of things like alchemy, the elements, metaphysics, the cards have more and more meaning. So they can enhance your spiritual journey, and vice versa. Your spiritual journey will enhance your connection. So that's my intention here. So I've decided to do a vlog journey with the tarot, beginning tonight in the shadow of the full moon in Aries, and in that meditation with my mentor Shelley Poovey. I'm in her business alchemy program as well. That's going to be, what a profound year this is going to be. It's a year-long program. I'll put information, because you have until October 31st to sign up for her program. I'll put that and I have a great discount for you if you're interested. So I'll put that in the description. And the full moon, you'll get the full moon sessions for free if you sign up for Business Alchemy. And I did an interview with her over on Instagram. So Shelley Poovey, it's called Business Alchemy Immersion. Check out over on Instagram. I'm doing Instagram TV videos as well, which are different from what I'm putting on here on this channel. So I want to provide content for both, give you incentive to follow me on both, you know? And cater the content, right? Because Instagram likes to be vertical. This likes to be horizontal. And I just want to respect the platform in that way. In that meditation, I'm trying to stay structured here. In that meditation, my intention was to attract and create more supportive relationships in my life, as well as strengthen those that are already in existence, and also receive with more grace and pleasure. And I think what's happening is it's being revealed to me, those imbalances. And those require my consent and agreement, right? So they're already transforming in front of my eyes. It's already really clear to me. My boundaries are stronger. I'm stepping back from taking on too much responsibility and over-functioning. I've restructured my session work, right? Because allowing for the session to take place how it wants to occur, I was setting it for an hour. But anytime I work with somebody working with the unconscious, right? Working with consciousness, those sessions will go on for 2 hours. So I restructured my session work and restructured the pay, right? The pricing. Thank you. Shout out to my client who talked to me through that a little bit. I didn't mean to overburden you with too much responsibility there. So I hope that wasn't how you received it. But I have amazing, powerful clients, and she was willing to hold space, ask for permission, of course, and she was willing to hold space for me for a few minutes and talk about that, and it was really empowering. So thank you. It's always a win-win when you attract empowered people who are on the road to self-mastery. That's their goal, right? And they're willing to look at their accountability and show up, and just, they're so powerful, and they want to create win-win situations all over the place. That's so beautiful and inspiring to me. So I want to honor your, I won't say your name, but I won't shout you out like that and you know, take away the privacy there, but you know who you are, and thank you. Thank you for being so awesome and powerful and living in your strength. That's very inspiring to me. Let's see what else. Yeah, so that's another thing that I'm learning. Like, I am part hermit, right? In the human design system, if you check out your profile type, and your energy field in the human design at humandesignamerica.com, you'll see how you're being set up for success, how to make decisions. And most effectively and efficiently, right? How you're designed. It's very, very fascinating. I am part hermit. So I'm never collaborating alone, right? I'm always aware that there's a higher power, there's co-creative forces. I've gotten more and more in tune with that and in touch with that. On the road to self-mastery, right? Just acknowledging that more and giving more of it away, more of the power away. Not micromanaging every little thing. So this is another situation where a solitary journey helps me dive deeper instead of trying to include someone else. So I'm going to honor that. That's how it wants to happen. I'm going to honor that. And I'm going to honor my own needs, that I need to get this out on time. So I maybe can't rely on other people. So this is the first step in my fool's journey, right? I'm allowing this to happen how it wants to happen. That leads me to the first card. And this is how I want it to occur, okay? So that was an introduction. I'm sorry if it was long-winded. I had a lot to say, all right? The full moon is really influencing me right now. So here's how it's going to happen. We're going to reflect on the week. At the beginning of so next week, we're going to start with what happened during the week with the Fool's card. Okay, so go along with me. Follow along with me. Journal. You might want to get a journal. Mine says sparkle and shine. This is a place to sparkle. Look at my mermaid blanket. I love sparkle. So might want to get a journal and just journal about how, maybe even every night, or make it a part of your spiritual ritual in the morning, whatever it is. Reflect on how the Fool card is showing up for the week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little history of the Fool card. Not too much. I don't want to give you too much to chew, too much to digest. A little bit about what Robert says and my understanding of the interpretation of the card through divination. And then wouldn't be me without a little bit of tuning in with sound. So I have my crystal singing bowl here. We'll anchor it into our subconscious and allow that archetype of the Fool to ripple out, right, with the vibration of the sound, the intention of starting this journey together. It's going to be really powerful. So thank you for lending your energy here, and we'll take this journey together, and it'll amplify the effect for us, and we'll support each other along the way. So for the Fool, And I wrote stuff down and I'm trying to stick to it. So each Saturday I'll present. It's going to be on Saturdays. I know this is Sunday, but I do intend to stick to Saturdays. Okay. So each Saturday I'll present some info about the card we'll be attuning to for the week at the end of my reflection on the previous week, right? So next Saturday, I'm going to reflect on how the Fool card showed up for me and share your experiences in the comments. I can't wait to share with you. You can also do a companion journey on your own channel, right? We can collaborate that way too. If you think this is a great idea, do it on your channel too, or on another platform, right along with me. And shout me out. So we'll discuss how the Fool card showed up for the week, and then we'll learn a little bit about the next card that we'll be working on and reflecting on for the week ahead, right? And we'll end it with some sound. Fair enough? Sounds good? Let's see how it all plays out, right? We'll be deepening our understanding of this incredible historical and complex divination system and anchoring it in with our own experiences. So we're going to really deepen our knowledge of this system and take this Fool's journey together. Yeah, I'm already behind, which frustrates me, but tuning into the Fool, I can ease up on the control, trust my vision and guidance, and take the leap, seeing where this crazy, exciting trip will take us. That's all you can ask for, right? It's all lining up. It's all working out. Don't have to make it harder than it is. Sometimes the guidance is just wait and let it reveal itself to you. How does it want to come through? No sense micromanaging it, right? It will reveal itself how it wants to flow through, how it wants to be birthed. And that's part of the creative process, allowing it to do so without micromanaging it. It's a learning curve for me, but taking control of the elements that you can control. Balancing that's what I'm learning to balance. So for this week, we'll be tuning into the Fool card. Yes. Okay. The Fool. And the Fool is the only card with the Arabic numeral of 0, right? They all the others have Roman numerals. And this is the first card in the major arcana, which is like major events, right? In the playing card system, this is similar to the Joker. Symbolizes the elements of air because of the feather in the cap. So there are only 3 cards in the major arcana that represent elements as opposed to zodiac signs. This one is one of them, representing the air element, which I never knew until I read Robert's book. Thank you, Robert Place. About to take the first step off the cliff there. And the Fool is the outsider, so he's not part of the allegory. He may be thought of as the figure of every man that will experience the upcoming events in the major arcana and beyond. And the story of the Tarot is often called the Fool's Journey. As a character of no rank, the Fool can talk with popes and common people alike and interject his wisdom. In the Tarot of the Marseille deck, he has that little satchel of his belongings and stuff, but in the Tarot of the Marseille, that little dog is actually ripping his trousers, right? Which is meant to be comical. It's meant to be funny. And it's meant to represent, as Robert Place writes, the early Franciscans who wandered through the countryside preaching and begging. And they were found that they were treated with suspicion at first. And like our Fool, they had to fend off attacks of dogs. But this was sort of reinvented, this dog in this deck was reinvented to be a companion, more of a companion. In their wandering and preaching, the early Franciscans were following the example of the jongleurs, storytellers, which is French for juggler, jongleur. They were professional musicians, storytellers, jugglers, acrobats, and fools traveling from castle to castle in France, Spain, and Italy in the late Middle Ages, singing for their keep, right? So they were musicians, they were singers, they were artists, jugglers, entertainers, storytellers. That's the fool, the original archetype of the fool, were these traveling artists. And in divination, it tends to be interpreted as a leap of faith, right? First step in a new journey, the fool's journey, just going for it, taking the leap of faith, a brand new beginning. So this is where we're at, brand new beginning. How is it going to play out for us? It's already started. You feel it? You feel it in the air with the new moon? I'm going to play. Let me introduce you to my frosted crystal singing bowl. This is tuned to G sharp, which is related to Sagittarius, which is my zodiac sign. And the element of metal. So tune in to what you just found out about the Fool card. How does it relate to you? Connect with the energy. I'm going to play the frosted singing bowl for a little bit, and we're going to send that intent for this new journey out into the ethers. And so set any intentions, plant any seeds with this full moon energy. We're still in shadow. And we'll start this journey off on a good foot, right? Go ahead and close your eyes. Be in touch with your breath. What intention do you want to set for this new journey? Tune into the Fool and all the information that just came in about interpretation, history, taking the leap of faith, first step in a new beginning, right? This is a brand new paradigm you're creating. What is the emotional resonance of what you want to bring in? Breathe that into every cell of your body as we use the sound. Allow the sound of the bowl to carry the intention in its vibration far and wide. Feel it resonating in every cell. Beautiful. I'm so excited to take this journey with you. I will see you next Saturday. Bye, Empath.